The third album for NijiGaku released on September 2nd of 2020. We got a total of 10 solo songs this album, as well as Tokimeki Runner's Chapter 17 version, and Just Believe, which is the group song. This album was the debut for Shiroko, as you can see for her 10th song, Ketsui no Hikari. I already done my rankings for the previews of these songs, but now we have the full versions of them, so let's go ahead and re-rank them, and this time we will have Shioriko included. I don't imagine my views will drastically change, but perhaps the other choruses and bridges will convince me otherwise. So let's get a preview of each song, and then I'll go over my rankings for each solo song in this album.
世界探して出会った期待不安すべてがキラキラり空を舞う蝶のようにわずかでも風を起こしてやがて誰かの
Now with the previews out of the way, let's go over my personal rankings for each of the solo songs, starting with 10th place. And in 10th place, I have Margaret. I think this has been my least favorite Katsumi solo just overall. There's just nothing inherently wrong with this song, but I just like every other song in this album more, to be honest. The instrumental isn't exactly that exciting or appealing. Kinda lacks that extra something to get me interested in the song. Most other solos have something exciting vocally or instrumentally, but Margaret really doesn't have anything like that. This is different from Katsumi's other songs, which you know has that kind of Katsumi flair, whether you like it or not. I just don't feel Katsumi's spunk and goofiness in the song, which is kind of one of her big traits. I think the song could have benefited heavily from having a little more instrumentation sprinkled in here and there with things like, I don't know, like with piano or synthesizers or something to really spice up the song. Without it, it kind of feels like an average song to me, nothing that makes me think of wow or anything. Although I would say the bridge is pretty nice though. Overall, it's just a fine song to put it harshly. Tanoshi no Tensei, or Genius of Fun, is Ai's third solo. It appeals to Ai's fun and energetic nature, it's fast and lively. It's also a lot more like her second solo song, You and I, though that song was kind of a miss for me. Also, Ai is rapping once again here, but it feels like she's kind of having more like a speed reading contest than really trying to actually have a good rap. I can appreciate Ai trying to be playful, that is kind of her personality, but song-wise it kind of makes me think of a song like by Nico and kind of mimics that style. As a personality, I like people who like to have fun and make puns, but song-wise it feels kind of like more like a kid kind of song. I don't really mind a song trying to be fun, I really appreciate that, but the instrumentation doesn't grab me despite me liking Ai's vocals here. It's a goofy song and it's energetic, but that doesn't exactly make me want to listen to it. I want in-depth vocals and in-depth instrumentation here. I think it's cool that we have Ai rapping, but that's not gonna alone make the song interesting for me. Man, am I even allowed to call myself an Ai fan anymore? Say Goodbye Namida, or Say Goodbye Tears, pretty much feels like a typical Ayumu kind of song. To some that's bad, and to some that's good. I've been liking most Ayumu-like songs, so that's generally a decent sign. Yume e no Ippo and Kaikasekan were both pretty good for me. After listening to the song a few times, I kinda like it a little bit more than I originally had it, but it doesn't really wow me anywhere. It's got that kind of the Genki feeling that Ayumu normally gives off. The song has a fast tempo, but it doesn't really deviate from that, and while I was hoping for a little more variation that it's constant fast, 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 and fast. I do like the verses and pre-chorus, but the actual chorus is kind of a lower point for me in the song, and that's never a good sign. If you're not a big fan of the chorus of a song, that's kind of the climax, that's the point that should really draw you in. Overall, it's still a decent song, it's not amazing, but it's not exactly something you should ignore either. In 7th place, I have Yakata Hitosu no Motogatari, which means finally a single story. So Shizuku's third song, honestly, it's a nice song. It's definitely a bit on the slower end, but Shizuku sings it well and the instrumentation does not keep it bland. The song has multiple parts of the song where each part is very different to the other parts. There's a lot of variation, and I do feel the song overall fits Shizuku's image very well. Though the different parts of the songs don't seem like they're very cohesive to me. Variation is important, but if they don't really match the rest of the song, you know, it's gonna bug me. Yakata Hitosu no Motogatari is still a nice song, don't take it this the wrong way. I just don't like it as much as her first two solo songs, and as well as all the other solo songs ahead of it. Shizuku still has a very nice solo here, though I don't think it just does enough for me to want to rate it higher. In 6th place, I have Setsuna's song, Like It, Love It, and it's more of a punk rock kind of style song, which is very much Setsuna's alley. Yes, I do like the song. It's a solid song and the vocals are great as usual because, it's Setsuna Yuki. Though this album is filled with excellent and unique songs with very different styles. Like It, Love It just kind of fails to have that wow factor that you kind of hope to see, but this is just something more I kind of expected from Setsuna. I've listened to plenty of songs like this, and both of Setsuna's songs are kinda similar to this. Again, it's a decent song, but it fails to shine against the other solos above it. I probably like this a bit more in the melody, which is the second solo, but I was having to have a little more flair like Chase had. It feels kinda a little bit more like a generic rock song, but I would love to see have more variety of instruments, beyond the guitar, bass, and drums. I would love to see synthesizers, pianos, or more percussion in the songs, but in the end it just kind of feels a little more like a rock and roll song or punk rock, and it doesn't do anything to really differentiate it or make it sound different from that. So for me, it can't really see how this song lets Setsuna shine, so I kind of had to put it here. Cotton comes out with a very spicy and Spanish-inspired song here. Definitely not what I was expecting from her at all, but honestly this is a pretty thrilling song. It's dramatic and festive, it's loaded with her fire, and I really appreciate how Love Life is so diverse in music. Heck, even in this album just alone. It's a fun song to listen to and dance to, and I can just imagine Cotton doing some kind of like salsa dance or something similar to that while singing this song. The verses are flavorful, and I really like the echoes in this song. The chorus is very fun as well. I'm personally really interested to see what the choreography would be for this. I feel like this is basically kind of where I feel like from here on out, these are where the songs get really quality in my opinion. And honestly, Firebird is a really good song, and I do really like the title for this here. It's just so fun here. Overall, a good song by Cotton. Märchen Star, or Fairytale Star, which it's German, so I do apologize if I said that wrong, because I'm obviously don't know German. This song is very much like Kanta's previous song, My Own Fairy Tale. So once again, Kanta goes with the theme of fairy tales again. Yes, it is very Kanta-like to sing about fairy tales, but they literally just did that. The song itself is also eerie similar to the last song, but honestly, if I had to prefer one, it would be the previous one. This one is a bit more slow and a melodious kind of song. It's more gentle and soothing, and honestly, it does fit Kanta a bit more. But I feel the instrumentals aren't as interesting as My Own Fairy Tale, but still they do a great job of adding very much needed texture to the song. The harp and accordion, or at least that's what I think I hear, add a lot of layers to the melody, which are really nice touches that a lot of other songs I feel lack. Even though the tempo is not fast, Kanta's voice still shines, and instruments surround her with a wonderful melody. So where does Shiriko's first solo song stand up against the others? Pretty well. Ketsui no Hikari, or Light of Determination, appeals a lot to her traditional style, but on top of that, it modernizes with a lot of use of electric guitars and bass to get a rock and roll styled song with a traditional Japanese feeling. The combination of these two elements give a unique blend of old and new, which kind of reminds me of original soundtracks of anime such as like Naruto. The instrumentals are very powerful and impactful. I really like how they don't shy away from the traditional Japanese elements with their instrumentals, and it harmonizes really well here. Shioriko does an excellent job with the vocals too, which makes me wonder why it took her so long to get her singing career started. I have no complaints with any part of the song. It's very exciting and catchy and with a lot of energy. It's even got a pretty good guitar solo as well. The final chorus also slows down for even more impact, and overall it's just a great start for Shiriko.
わずかでも風を起こして寂しい旅奏で
Aya no Uta, or Song of Sorrow, is without a doubt a wonderful song, and Emma comes in swinging hard for this one. This one is debatably the consensus favorite for this album. This one pretty much rides on one part of the song, and that is the most important part, the chorus. The verses are gentle and harmonious, but definitely slow. Emma's voice is without a doubt really nice here, but I wouldn't want to listen to the full song on this slow pace for the whole song. However, the chorus is just so wonderful. Emma's voice is just so top notch here. You can feel the passion and emotion. It's like you get hit by a truck.
寂しい旅奏で包み込みましょう
I can vividly imagine what she's trying to say without even understanding literally what she is saying because it's in Japanese. That's just how powerful and effective the song is. The pain and the sorrow she feels, it's not just said by her, it's shown through her vocals and instrumentals. Such a wondrous job by Tunun, and I hope to see more songs like this.
わびしい旅奏でつながるよ未来へとアクセス飛び出した勇気はさ
And for my favorite soul song in this album is Anaragu Hato, or Analog Heart. And it's still been my favorite since the preview. I'm sorry, Emma, you really killed it this time. But this is definitely more akin to my taste and style, so I kind of had to give this number 1. Honestly, I really do like every part of this song, although I'm a little less fond of the first half of the bridge. The bridge itself feels like it contrasts the song style a bit too much. It's kind of strange, but let's just put that aside. Because overall, this is a really fun and cute song that really does resemble Rina so well. I love the technology, and her Vocaloid-like voice fits so well here. It's got the atmosphere of a video game kind of style, and it's a fun song to listen to. I love the deep beat part a lot as well. It's just so catchy. Also, I really like the pre-chorus as well. I know not most people won't agree with me here, as this is more of a personal preference, but I just gotta give some love to Rina here because she appreciates video game style music, and I do like that kind of style of music a lot. Honestly, this whole album has been excellent, so many great songs have been added, and we got Shiroko added to the mix here. I can't wait for the 4th album to see what the 4th solos will come out, and I guess the 2nd for Shioriko. If you hadn't had a chance to listen to the full version of the songs, please do. There are wonderful songs in here. I'll link the Spotify so if you want to listen to there, or some other sources if you wish to support the franchise. If you disagree with my rankings, let me know. I have opened up a poll for you guys to vote on where you can rate these solo songs. Give 1 to your favorite soul song and 10 to your least favorite soul song in this album. The link to the poll is in the description below. Voice your opinions in these polls and let me know why you think a certain song deserves to be in first place. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.